Hey guys, it's Dave. Doing a little something a little special this week. We're doing a rerun this week. I had a hole in my booking schedule. I just could not get filled for podcast guests, and so I figured, well, let's do. Ira Glass does that shit all the time. Okay, I've got 86 episodes out, 85 episodes. I think I've earned a rerun. All right, but I wanted to have something for you guys, and dug way back into the Not really, actually. I mean, it is episode 6, which is 80 episodes ago. But when I say dug, I actually couldn't dig into my old hard drive because that got stolen last year. So there's actually quite a few episodes of Sad Dad that are not necessarily lost. They still exist on iTunes and other podcast hosting services, but I don't have the original recordings of them any longer. When I got my shit stolen, I lost all of the edits and all of the original recordings. And basically, to make this episode happen today, I had to log into iTunes and re-download the episode myself, just like you guys would do, in order to edit this thing together. So, yeah, it's great though. It's a nice like little retrospective. Like I was listening back to it this morning, and I was like, why did I talk so slow? Like if you listen to me and when I do the intro to this episode, when I first started, I thought my podcast player was playing at half speed. That whole intro that I rattle off to you guys every episode hadn't even evolved yet, and I don't really like have my interviewing skills down at this point. Now when I have a guest on, I have a little roadmap in my head and I know how to get in and out of, transitions and stuff. But man, at this point it's real raw, it's super raw. But this episode was sort of the first time I started to glean, what the show could be. I mean, Aaron's such a great guest and he's got such an incredible story, and he himself is just a great orator in general, that he really kind of carries the show in a lot of ways, at least I feel. This is also the very first episode Abigail, my daughter, appears on, and listening back to her little voice, she's 9 now. She sounds like a grown-up. She sounds like a woman. It's weird. So listening back to that is kind of cute, listening to her talk about T-ball and stuff in Disneyland. So anyway, all right. So yeah, I'll be back with you guys next week. I promise it won't be a rerun. I'll have something for you guys. Gotta get my booking schedule figured out. And I hope your Thanksgiving was great. So without further ado, let's do this thing. Here we go, guys. Intro music, Aaron Weaver. Now. Hey guys, welcome back to Sad Dad. My name is Dave Apkarian. I am a comedian out of Fresno, California, and this is a show where I talk to my funny friends, and we talk about dads, and all with an aim to make me a better dad. I find that hearing stories about dads sometimes is helpful, and maybe I can apply some of that knowledge in a meaningful way. I have a very special guest with me on this intro, a person without whom this show would not be possible, even a little bit. My guest today here at the top, her name is Abigail. Say hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You've wanted to do one of these recordings for a while, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, what's new?
I just went to Disneyland 2 days ago or something.
Yeah.
A day ago.
You want to tell the audience about that?
It was awesome.
Yeah? Well, what was awesome about it?
I got to ride Indiana Jones, and it was awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, but the last day when we rode it, it was the line was forever.
Was it? Was this the first time you've gotten to ride Indiana Jones?
My second time.
Second time because you're finally tall enough?
Wait, no, my third time, actually.
Your third time?
Yeah.
That's cool. You got to ride something else, too. You told me.
I got the Silly Symphony Swings.
Yeah, that's a big deal, right?
I got to ride it by myself.
Yeah. That's cool, baby. That's rad. And did you get any cool stuff? Oh, Mommy showed me some fun pictures of you. I don't know. You make the best faces on like really fast rides. Your mom's really good at taking pictures of you on that.
Yes, I am. I'm good at that.
We had kind of a busy night tonight, huh?
Yeah.
What did we do tonight? I don't even remember all the stuff.
I had a softball game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did great. You got a really good hit.
Yeah, our team won.
You did.
It
Yeah.
was 4-0.
I think it was 3-0.
No, I thought it was 4.
Well, it doesn't matter. Either way, you won, right? It's great. And what position is it that you've been playing lately that's new?
I don't know.
You don't know what?
I've just been playing a lot of positions, but I mostly played second base and catcher.
Yeah, you're good at that catcher thing.
Yeah, I am.
You
I like
are.
the gear.
Yeah, you look like a little mini Iron Man. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, what else do you want to tell the people? You wanted to be on here so bad.
I don't know.
You don't know.
That's how excited I am to be on
You
here.
didn't think about all the stuff you wanted to say to everybody? Well, how about this? Oh, let's have do you know what the show is called?
Sad Dad?
It is called Sad Dad. And I guess I said it a little earlier, huh?
Yeah, you did.
I sure did, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Okay, let's talk about something that happened a couple weeks ago where I goofed up. Do you remember?
No,
Can you think of it?
I don't remember.
It was something with Dad.
I don't know.
The thing at school.
Donuts with Dad.
Yeah. I totally forgot about it, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Yeah. Well, how did that make you feel?
I felt okay. I didn't even go with Donuts with Dad, so.
No, you got to talk into the microphone, baby.
Oh.
Isaac didn't go. Isaac's your best friend, right? Yeah, I felt really bad about that. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being cool.
You're welcome.
I'll try to be better.
Okay.
I dropped you off at school that morning too.
I was trying to warn you when I was running up to the truck.
Oh, was that what you were? You?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's even sadder. And I didn't see you. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Yeah, I dropped the ball. Oh, jeez. God, I feel like a terrible dad.
You're fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh man. You said something really funny on the car ride home today
Well,
from the game when we were passing those cows. What did you say? It smelled?
it kind of smells like your farts.
That's funny. The cows smell like my farts.
A little bit. I said a little bit.
Oh, that's hilarious. You're funny.
I know
You're funny.
I like you.
Like me? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's Daddy's job, right? I make
Yeah.
you funny and teach you about cool music.
Yeah.
Mommy teaches you literally everything else.
Yeah.
Your mom said something really funny to me at one of the baseball games because she's the one that told me that I missed Donuts with Dad. Like I totally forgot about it, and she was like, "Oh, you're gonna make a Sad Dad episode about that?" Oh, geez.
Oh my
Your mother
gosh.
is savage.
Oh my gosh. Ugh.
Yeah. So, well, cool. Well, thanks for what else? What else you want to talk about?
I wish I won Radiator Springs Racers. I lost.
Oh
We
yeah,
were like this close.
Radiator Spring Racers. You race people?
You go through a ride a little bit, and then like at the very end, you race.
Oh, how do you win though?
They control it, and so like they automatically they don't they just magically they just do that stuff.
Who controls it though?
The people. I don't. The
people
cast
on the
members.
ride?
No, the cast members. Yeah, cast members.
Oh.
Well,
Is there anything you can do to make it go faster so you can win?
no.
No.
Like when you ride in the front corner, there's no steering wheel.
Oh, really? Oh, well, that's kind of weird, huh?
Hey, at least when I went with Isaac to Disneyland, we won.
Oh, yeah? That's pretty cool. That's rad. I saw Grandma posted a picture of you and Isaac as babies recently. You guys are so small. You guys are just like a couple months old and you're already like best friends.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's so crazy.
Hey, you got a report card back recently.
Yeah, I got from a B to an A in plus in math.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That's
I got
great.
all A's.
Yeah.
Not even an A minus.
Just all A's and A pluses, huh?
I think like I got 3 A pluses and like the rest A's.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you hear it's a little cracky and poppy right now on the microphone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird, huh? Oh, I think it's this. Hang on a second here. I think it's this thing.
I don't know what's going on with the microphones.
Yeah, I actually don't think it's the microphones. I think it's this headphone thing. I think it's actually recording fine. This thing's a piece of junk, man. That's what I get for trying to save a buck, you know? Should have bought a nice headphone amplifier. That's what I should have done, right?
Yeah, that was probably like a waste of money or something.
Probably. Yeah. Well, cool. We're probably gonna wrap up here in a second.
Okay.
And then what's gonna happen is after we're done talking, there's gonna be an episode of the show that happens with a really talented guy named Aaron Weaver. He's a comedian he's originally from Chicago.
Okay.
And then he moved to Los Angeles. And then he came up and did a few of my comedy shows.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and he was really, really funny. He's so funny. And,
So funny.
Yeah, and Aaron and I, we had a long talk, like 45 minutes.
Dang.
Yeah, about our dads.
Wow.
His dad and my dad, and I talk about being a dad.
Okay.
It's crazy.
So crazy.
So, either way, guys, this is my chat with Aaron Weaver. I hope you guys enjoy it. I will see you guys on the other side of this thing. Abigail and I will be back. So enjoy the episode. Tell everybody bye, baby.
Bye.
Bye. Just pop those bad boys on. Cool.
Okay.
And there you are. You're doing it. I'm gonna put this up.
There we go.
There you go. Cool, man.
Beautiful.
Hi, you're Aaron Weaver.
I am.
You are. You're doing
I
great,
am,
man.
not you.
You're doing a run of shows right now. I already hit record.
Okay.
It just makes it a
that's
little bit
great.
more fun. You just kind of like fade in. I don't know.
I love it. It's beautiful.
You're doing a run of shows with us up here in Fresno.
Yes.
You, I don't know. We like having you up. I don't know how you like us though.
You're fine. I don't know about Danny. He's kind of weird.
He is kind of weird. That's okay. Everybody feels that way. I feel that way, and I'm his best friend. So.
Nah, you guys are cool, man. I've been enjoying it.
You. I don't know. Did you you have like plans tomorrow? Are you like going to do shit around Fresno? Like, is there like sightseeing things?
No, I have a friend who she lives in Sacramento.
Oh,
so
word.
I'm like, I'm close to you, but I'm not gonna go to Sacramento. So
Yeah.
let's meet in the
Yeah.
middle. So we're gonna meet in Merced.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't know. There's some stuff to do. In
I don't
Merced,
know
think.
what's there. I just know it's halfway between us.
I'm trying to. I've been to Merced. My brother lives in Merced. There's a lot of factories.
Oh, okay. I'm a big fan. Yeah. Have a little picnic next to a nuclear power plant.
yeah. Totally. I learned something about you yesterday I did not know, which is you were born in Canada.
That's true.
That's crazy, man. And then you like moved when you were young? You were saying?
Yeah, I moved when I was 5. First grade. Started first grade in Michigan.
Oh, word. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, is it like a rural part of Michigan, or were you like in Detroit?
No, it was like the suburbs.
Yeah,
Suburbs.
That's where you grew up.
Yeah.
Do you have a? I think we talked about this yesterday. But you still have family up in what was it? What Canada?
Windsor.
Windsor.
Yeah.
And
That's connected to Detroit by a bridge, so it's like almost Detroit, but it's Canada, so it's not even close. You know, it's like might as well be a million miles away.
And like, did your whole family moved, or was it just?
No, just well, my mom met a guy, and they got married, and so we moved.
Well, all right.
Yeah. And then they got divorced like a year later, and
shit.
we stayed.
But you're a green card carrying member of.
I'm packing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I've been packing my whole time here.
What's that like? Do you have to like renew? You have to renew that. Right?
I do. I've only renewed it once, and it was pretty easy.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, that was pre-Trump, so we'll see how this one goes. But I got one coming up next year. Hopefully, I'm staying.
Is it kind of like oh, you're Canadian? They just kind of like rubber stamp you and.
I don't know. I think it's because I've had it for so long, and I've proven that I, have a job and went to school, and it's just like I'm here.
Yeah.
So they didn't give me any trouble, but
Yeah.
I've thought about trying to become a citizen, but I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, but you can still. So technically, you're still a Canadian citizen.
Yes.
So, like, if you like, you still get like the health care and everything, right? Like, if you.
Yeah, if I live there.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I can just go and get it.
Yeah, you can't just
whenever I
like break
want.
your leg and like do it
Yeah,
overnight.
just go get my cavity filled real quick and then come back.
Bounce out of here.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah, then there'd be a lot more Canadian citizens probably from here.
And then you started doing comedy in Chicago.
I did, yeah.
How did you end up there from Michigan?
Well, I lived in Michigan. I lived in a small-ish town, and I went to school in a place called Kalamazoo, Michigan, which is a little bigger, still not very big town. And I was like, all right, after college, I want to go to a big city. I'm halfway between Detroit and Chicago, and it's like, okay, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to Chicago.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just wanted to see a big town, big city, check it out.
Nice.
Had this idea of what it would be like, and I thought it sounded real cool.
And you were there for a while, right?
I was there for 7 years.
Yeah, and it was just you. Like, you didn't move with your family, or
I moved with a friend.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
Just doing
man.
it.
We both were completely aimless. So, yeah.
Did he get into comedy too, or was it?
No, I didn't move there for comedy. I didn't know
Yeah.
I was going to do that.
And you just fell into it. How did you
Yeah.
like? What was that moment like? You're like, oh, I think I want to. I mean, were you like a comedy nerd growing up? I mean,
No, not at all, man. I got into comedy. I got into liking comedy in college. I was listening to a lot of Mitch Hedberg and
Yeah, for sure.
Stephen Wright and all that. I was a writer in college. I wanted to write.
Oh, weird.
And I moved to Chicago with this dream of becoming a writer. I applied for like 40 different jobs, and I didn't even hear no from one of them. Like I heard nothing
that's
at
worse.
all. Yeah, not a single thing. So I got a job at the Cheesecake Factory.
Fuck yeah.
Slanging them cheesecakes, and then it ended up there was like 4 people I worked with that were stand-up comics.
Really?
Yeah, this restaurant was huge. It was like 300 people that worked there, and yeah, some of them did comedy, and they're like, "Yeah, man, you can just do it." And I was like, "Really?" They're like, "Yeah, dude, just go."
Yeah,
that's it blew my mind. I was like, I thought you had to be famous to even try it.
right,
you know?
right, yeah. It is sort of that. I mean, you see a lot of our open mics are a little more fun now, but man, when you walk into like an open mic for the first time, knowing nothing about comedy, and you see
Yeah.
that it's like those just 6 comedians, you're like, oh, this isn't like Netflix at all.
Oh no, that would be such a bad special. My 5-minute special.
Yeah, like when I started, I had a buddy who was like, I want to do comedy too. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take you to like the worst open mic.
Oh, wow.
And if you still want to do comedy after you see this, then, you know. And he did. Well, he saw it, and he was like, yeah, I don't think I want anything to do with that. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, if you can't handle it at its worst, then...
That's a bad intro, though. I mean, I went to some good ones first. I was like, this seems cool.
I don't think he was really serious about it, is what it was.
Yeah.
So I think he just wanted to do it because I was doing it. And
Right.
yeah, I mean, because he's literally never, ever mentioned having an interest in doing it before I started doing it, you know, so.
Yeah, I get that in LA a lot. A lot of people I'm friends with, they'll be like an actor or an actress, and they're like, I want to try it. And they just want to like help out their acting career, but they take up all the spots, and there's these fucking actors just trying to do comedy, and they got all this stage presence but no substance, and it's just like, God.
Yeah, I watched one of those headline a few months back, and I don't know how she got to headline. It was at a venue near here, and it was hard to watch, man. I mean, especially when you watched, you know, the 3 people go up ahead of her just murder, you know?
Yeah, real comics.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, so you just kind of like fell into the comedy after.
Yeah, I just fell in, man. I was starting to write little one-liners just for fun, and then I found out you could just go, so I went to an open mic and checked out a couple, and then eventually worked my way up to just emotionally blacking out and saying the jokes to people and forgetting what happened. Yeah.
Wow, that's intense.
I was super. I mean, obviously anyone would be, but like, yeah.
Oh, so they're like swaths of time you don't like recall when you're on stage.
For the first one, I don't remember.
Really?
Yeah, I was so nervous. I wasn't even like drunk. I just blacked out.
Yeah,
Like,
wow.
Yeah, it was just like.
I mean, I remember my first time going up and just like being, you know, like literally like shaking. Like,
Yeah,
before they
I was
called my
shaking
name.
too, yeah.
But I remember, I don't think I blacked out.
That's good, man.
Nobody slipped me the comedy roofie.
Okay, that's good.
Cool. And then, were you ever like running shows at any point out in Chicago, or?
I ran shows much later. Like before I moved, I started running a show at the Laugh Factory out there. That was cool. Yeah.
And like, what's that scene like? Because we've had a lot of folks out from Chicago. I've talked about this on the show before, but like, we've had a lot of Chicago comics like come into our rooms, and like, people just love you guys. I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on in that city, but
it's a great place to start, man.
Yeah.
You can there's so many different scenes you can pop in and out of. You know, they got the alt scene where you can do the alt indie different weird stuff. They have a lot of clubs. You can get in the clubs.
Yeah.
There's so many comedy clubs like within the nearby states, like within driving distance. You can get on that circuit.
Yeah.
You can go to the black rooms. You can try to cut your teeth there.
Yeah.
All these different things. And it's just like, it's not like New York or LA where it's people are using it as a means to an end. It's like people are just trying to get better there. And it's supportive in that way.
Yeah.
And if you're good, you move up the ranks.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
If you're not, you don't. And that's
I guess how far can you go in Chicago? You know what I mean? Like that.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, you can start headlining clubs and become a road dog.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's plenty of headliners that have no credits, no real credits, but they make a living. They like squeak by making a living. But I featured for them for a while, and that shit was not fun.
Really?
Like, yeah, like some of the venues, just like the one-nighters in Michigan, and the bar, like just the town, the Lake Town bar, is just like, yeah, some of them were pretty rough. They're just living out their suitcases, just like something died inside, like. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, it is rough.
Good
man.
people, but like, damn.
Just like the blue collar working class comedian.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
surviving on the hack material. You know, because you have to, because there's no way you're gonna get paid to come back repeatedly if you're, you know, trying to be original in those rooms.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, that's, I don't know. And I mean, I guess have you? I've met a few of those guys, and it seems like they know, like, I mean, they know, but I don't know. Is that your experience? Are they all kind of dead on the inside a little bit, or are they all just happy to be doing the thing they want to be doing?
It feels like a lot of them know. Yeah. That makes it kind of worse.
Yeah. I mean, because they all started out. I mean, they I guess they would have to,
There's some people who started off in the clubs, and you can just tell like they're made in a factory, like to do this.
Yeah.
Not, I guess that's kind of mean, but whatever. It's just like they don't know the outside world of comedy as much, and so. That's actually probably better for them because they could just be happy doing what they're doing.
I mean, at the end of the day, dude, like, you're not sitting at a desk, you're not, I mean, you're still living the dream.
Yeah, and I will say, man, those guys kill.
Dude,
they fucking crush.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they've like engineered their sets to be so down the middle that, that's, so, I mean, you got to give them credit for that at least, I suppose. What was the point you decided that you needed to come to LA? Like, what was like that moment?
It was around that time when I was doing that stuff.
Oh, gotcha. When you were touring and road dogging.
It's like, what am I gonna do? Work my way up to headline? This this is. I would be so sad,
right?
So there's not a lot you can do after a certain point in Chicago. It was like headlining all the bar shows and the alt shows and doing a lot of the clubs, but like. That's great. It's great stage time. Great to get better. Great to cut your teeth. But at some point, it's just like you're just going to keep doing that forever.
Right. So, right. And I mean, I don't know. I like. Do you? I mean, I know I know some of your feelings on the LA scene. Just talking to you last night, but I mean, you do feel like you're in a better position now compared to where you were.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm not getting as much stage time. It's the shift from Chicago to LA is so huge.
Yeah.
In terms of competition, stage time. I mean, it's the real deal. It's like Chicago. It's sort of like a playground.
Yeah.
And you're just having fun.
Yeah, there's just like some killers that come out of that scene too. Killers. Like Kyle Kinane came out of the Chicago scene.
Oh yeah, Kyle Kinane, Hannibal Buress, TJ Miller, Kumail.
Oh wow, yeah.
They all came out at the same time. That was just one class.
Wow.
Yeah. And
holy shit. Yeah.
So there's more coming out all the time.
That's great.
Real good people.
Have you seen Kinane's newest one on Netflix?
I haven't seen it yet, but I heard it was really good.
It's really fucking good. Yeah. It's easily the best in that series that they released. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's just the only thing I don't like about it is it's only a half an hour long. Like, I don't know how you cheat this guy out of, I mean,
he should have an hour.
Absolutely. I mean, he has hours like through Comedy Central, but for whatever reason, Netflix is being stingy about it. It's
That's
like
weird.
I don't know if they've watched like the specials that they've released this year. Some of them were absolute garbage.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh God, I know.
They did. I don't know if it's been talked about, but like Mark Maron, Patton Oswalt, and Craig Ferguson, they all had specials this last year, and they all opened with the same fucking joke.
Really?
Yeah. It was all a Trump joke. Like, I woke up this morning and I thought, what did he do now? Like, that was
really?
all three of them. And,
oh my God.
It's like you guys like they're vetting these like young guys for these like 30 and 15-minute specials. They're vetting them like so hard, like Conan O'Brien hard. But it's like, I don't know. You guys should probably check in on the big dogs too, man.
Right.
Like, I don't know how good their shit is right now. So,
Mark, we just want you to change some things up a little bit. We got a few notes for you.
It's not that the material's bad. It's just like there's not like one guy that was like, hey, like maybe you shouldn't, like there's a quality control thing.
That's sad. That's sad, man. It's
anyway.
the echo chamber. We're in it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You don't do much politics in your material.
Not too much. I like to, touch on it and like push the edges a little bit.
Sure.
Make it a little uncomfortable, but I don't really have a stance.
Yeah, right.
That's the problem. So.
Yeah. I like your material because it's really smart, but you deliver it in this really unassuming way,
That's on purpose.
Yeah. It's great.
When I started doing that type of material, I was like, oh God. There's a couple like really smart nerdy comics in Chicago, and I was like, I don't want to sound like that.
Yeah,
because they using a big vocabulary, and I just not attracted to that style. And I just like I can't do that. If I want to do like smart jokes, I got to start sounding dumber. So I'm like trying to be both.
Yeah. It's great, and it translates really well to stage. Was that difficult at first? I mean, were you kind of like, I mean, was it hard to find that voice, or did sounding dumb come natural to you?
Well, I think I sounded dumb in real life. So I'm like, how am I going to translate my dumb to the stage?
That's hilarious.
And I always had like a little hip hop thing going. It's actually toned down a lot. It used to be like annoying on stage. I was like doing it a little too hard, like the white boy trying to sound black thing.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah. Now it's more like a chill stoner
something
or other. But yeah, man, I don't know. I was, like I was talking to Danny about this when I was starting. I was trying to sound like Mitch Hedberg and Stephen Wright, and it was like deadpan one-liners, but like off stage, I'd be making people laugh in a totally different way.
Right.
Just like way more energy, just like being silly. And I'm like, fuck, man, how am I gonna get both of these to work at the same time?
Yeah.
And so that's always the trick, trying to get your true self imported onto the stage fully. So still work in progress.
There's a guy here locally that's he's been doing it for a while, but he almost stylistically is almost following that same trajectory that you are. He's just a few years behind you, and he was kind of a one-liner type of dude, and he did something very clever where he tells a story. It's a real story based on his life, but he's found ways to like weave his one-liners into this story, and it's pretty clever. I really like. He's still not like super comfortable doing it, but every time I see him do it, I get so excited because I really, I finally feel like I'm like connecting with him, as an audience member when I watch him. And so, it's cool though, like watching him progress in that way because I'm not a one-liner comic. And so like watching one-liner dudes have to come up with like 25 jokes, whereas I have to come up with like 4 bits.
I remember that. I would do like 5 minutes, but my list would be like 30 jokes. So I'd be like, oh my God, how am I going to remember this 5-minute set?
Seriously.
It's so hard.
Absolutely. Because I know there's a couple of those guys around here, and I look at their notes, and I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like, it's hard, man. Plus, you just feel robotic after a while doing that. Sure.
You got to get every syllable down. You got to say it the same way every time. And it's just like, what am I doing?
Like
just
the economy
saying
of words is totally different. Yeah. Oh. Cool, man. Well, we talk about dads here. That's what we do.
Hi, dude.
Yeah. So I know virtually like you started to talk about it a little bit, but then we were like, no, let's save it for the podcast. So tell me about your dad.
Oh, my dad, man. He's the guy who made me. He lives in Canada still. He lives in Windsor. Let's see, my parents were divorced when I was like 1.5.
Okay.
So that's where I started.
Did he grow up in that town too, or did
he grew up? Yeah. There.
And so like is he still there? Is he
still there?
Lifelong
Most of my family is lifelong.
What do they call themselves? What are they? Windsorians?
Windsorite, maybe?
Windsorite?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Windsorite sounds good.
And what's he do? Like, what's he?
Well, he's retired now, but he was working at Chrysler, like some sort of engineer, I think. Yeah.
What? And so they divorce. I mean, do you have much of a relationship with them, or is it?
It's been interesting. When I was younger, we would see each other maybe like 3-4 times a year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been pretty much like that. And sometimes it would go lower, like once or twice a year.
Really?
Yeah, we would talk, but it was a lot of surface discussion.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how's the weather? How's the sports? Hey, you hear about the Pistons? Like, and then it'd be like, bye,
Yeah, really?
Yeah, and that's how it's been.
Oh, wow. And because you have siblings too, right?
I have one sister.
Is she any closer with him, or is it?
No, not really.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Why do you think he just checked out?
I just don't think he's emotionally capable.
Really?
Yeah.
That's rough, man. I'm sorry.
It is your fault. So I'm glad you're here to talk about this, you fucking asshole.
I laid the groundwork for this particular episode of the podcast decades ago.
Time is a flat circle. You've already been here. You left your stamp.
I sure did. And now, did he ever like get remarried or?
See, it's hard. No, I'm gonna say no, but he's been with the same woman for over 20 years.
Really?
Yeah, and I wasn't even sure if they were married.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I don't think they are.
Huh.
But yeah, actually, I talked to him a year or two ago, and he's like, "No, I'll never get married again." So
okay.
Yeah, it was weird. I was recently back in Canada. My grandma, like, she's getting old. They have to move her out, and she has all these photos, and my dad, he's just like in all these photos with my mom. My mom looks like a sweet, really pretty woman, just young, naive. My dad is just like drunk in every photo, like he's like looking at other women like with her there. And I'm like, I just had this fucking weird moment where I'm, that moment when you never want to become your parents.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh God, I hope I'm not like that. 'Cause, I like to flirt and shit.
Sure.
So I'm like, oh God, is this in me? It's probably something in me from this. If I'm gonna be honest. And face it.
It's a scary thing. I was actually the last guest I had on here was dealing with that too. He's worked so hard to not be like his dad, but he's really afraid that he has this kind of fear that the second he has a kid, it's going to be like this Jekyll and Hyde thing, and
it's a big variable.
Yeah, man. And he's like, I've gone through so much therapy to not be that way, but I still have this like innate fear of being my dad. And that's and so did he have any other children or?
Yeah, man. So when I was like 16, I went to my his mom's funeral.
Oh, you started to tell this story. I'm sorry, I totally interrupted you.
Oh no, this is not
a different story. Okay.
Yeah. No, when I was 16, I went to her funeral. This is a different grandma and his mom. And I went to the funeral, and there's two people there, and he like ushered me over to them, and he's like, hey, Aaron, this is your brother and sister. I was like, what?
Wow.
They're like 30, 40. I don't even know.
What?
They're way older than me.
They're older than you?
Oh, way older than me. At the time, I was 16. They seemed like at least double.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I would think younger, but no,
No.
Wow. So obviously those children aren't with the woman he's with now.
No. This was before my mom.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nuts, dude. And and obviously he bailed on them too? Or?
Yeah, I think he has less of a relationship with them.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
That's heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was always confusing because we did move to a different country from him. So
Right.
It's like, there's that, but it was Michigan. It was only like an hour away. So
Sure.
It's like,
Wow. Do you ever keep in contact with them? I mean, they're obviously.
Oh, no.
No.
I don't even know their names anymore.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, okay, they're half brother, half sister. So there's that.
But wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they're doing well.
Me too. I thought they were in the mafia. That was my. That was my judgment based on how they looked from a 17-year-old's perspective. I was like,
Are you Italian?
No.
They just look like mafia.
They just had leather jackets and like some weird tattoos. I was like, okay, y'all done some dirt.
That's hilarious. And so your dad just worked at the Chrysler factory, started two families. And
it's a very industrial town there. It's
Yeah.
just a lot of factories.
Sure.
And different, it's the auto industry. Detroit's right there.
Right.
Windsor absorbs a lot of that. So yeah, man, there's a lot of that going on. And he's always been hinting, when I was younger, he's like, maybe you should think about, getting a job. I could maybe get your job at Chrysler over here. You come over and, And I'm like, Dad, I'm going to be a comedian. He's like, oh, you thought about being an electrician maybe? Like just trying to guide me into a practical thing. Weakly, like not strongly because, he doesn't express things strongly.
Sure.
So it never worked. But it gave me a little bit of a guilty feeling, but not enough to change.
And did he ever did he ever share his thoughts on you being a comedian? I mean, was he? What did he think of what you're doing now?
Well, things have changed a little bit. Our relationship. So let's see. I was about 5 or 6 years ago. I was like 28, 27. I was just like, I was feeling like I wanted to take a step into manhood, you know? And I was like, I need to have a real fucking talk with my dad.
Yeah.
You know? Because we've only talked about bullshit for most of the time. So I was like, I need to go and sit down with him and have a real talk and express my feelings, you know, like a woman. You know? But like a man. Because that's scary. That's a big step.
A man-to-man talk. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. So yeah, I went over there once for something or other, and it was in Canada, and it was terrifying for me. I was like, I don't want to do this.
No doubt.
It sounded like a good idea, but now that I'm here, I do not want to do this.
Real quick, if it makes you feel any better, I'm close with my dad, and that kind of a talk would make me nervous. So just so you know, like it's something about like bringing up. I mean, because it's making yourself vulnerable, which, again, as men, we're not always comfortable doing. And it's also with this person that you don't know, and you don't know how he's going to react.
Yeah, so. I mean, I know him, but it's not. We just never connected in that way.
Right.
So, yeah, I was over there, you know, it was like the last day before I was going to go back to Chicago, and I still hadn't done it. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be so mad at myself if I don't do this. I won't be a man. Like, I'm going to go back to Chicago and being not a man. So it was like last second. He's like, I'm going to go get a car wash. So I was like, I'll go with you. And then so we got in the car, and I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm looking at him. I'm like, oh God, this is it. I have to do this now. And we're just stuck in this car together. And finally, I'm like, you know, Dad, I want to talk to you. And he's like, oh, okay. And I was just like, you know, I just want to express how I've felt over the years. You know, like I've had some anger. I don't know why, you know, we didn't have more of a relationship. And he just like, he kind of like shrunk a little bit. And just like,
it's probably his greatest fear.
It probably was.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, he didn't really meet me there where I was trying to go.
Sure.
And he just sort of like got more quiet and more nervous, which is weird. I'd never seen him that way because he's always sort of jolly. You know, he puts off that jolly vibe, just happy, like joking around type of thing. But yeah, it was weird. It was like he was shrinking into his seat, like becoming smaller than me in that moment. I was like, this is strange.
Yeah.
And I could just, it's like it smelled different in the car. Like he was giving off like different, you know, chemicals.
And what did he have to say for himself?
Basically, what did he say? He's just, you know, he said how it was hard and he's sorry and he knows that he could have done a better job and but that, you know, it was a confusing time and, you know, he wished he could have done better.
Yeah.
So
do you, I mean, did you come out of that feeling any better or did it, I mean, it's okay if you didn't, but I was just curious.
You know what? I came out of it just accepting him.
Yeah.
Because I had an idea that I could unlock some other part of him that would unlock our relationship.
Right.
And now, after that, I was like, okay, that was really uncomfortable. And I'm glad I did it. And this is who he is. And it's okay. Like, I guess I had more compassion in a weird way.
Sure.
Because I was like, this must be hard to not, you know, to be this age and not be able to do this.
Yeah.
So
he's probably got so much stuff
shoved
down. And
I don't know anything about his family life, and I know it's fucked up because a lot of them don't talk anymore. So I'm like, what has happened in this family?
Yeah. So you don't know if your grandpa was that way to him. You know what I mean? Like,
of course they were
Sure.
in some way. I know the grandpa I thought was my grandpa the whole time was my step grandpa. Like,
really?
So there's all kinds of shit. You know?
Wow, man.
And who knows how hard he might have had it. And what kind of crazy shit he went through. So I just didn't have any expectations for him anymore. And that was freeing.
Nice.
That was really freeing. I was like, I can accept you.
Yeah.
And then maybe like 4 years later, my mom passed. So
Oh, no shit, I didn't know that, man. I'm so sorry.
again, your fault.
I've murdered your mother.
God
No,
damn it,
dude, that's rough. Wow. Like, tell me, I was actually going, it's a terrible segue, but it's a good segue in that I was going to ask you about your mom. So she basically raised you and your sister? Is that?
She did, yeah.
Yeah. And she got married and then got divorced. And did she ever like remarry again, or was it?
Yeah, she went around a few times.
Did she?
Yeah, she tried it out, experimented.
Yeah.
Yeah, she married a guy that she didn't like after my dad, and that's who got us to come to Michigan. And that just did not work.
Yeah.
I think later on she told me that he like threatened to kill himself
Holy
when she
shit.
wanted like a what's the word when you annulment when you right after you get married you don't want it.
Yeah, I think it's getting your marriage annulled. Yeah.
So she wanted to do that, and then he was like, "Oh, I'll kill myself without you."
Whoa.
So
Wow.
she just caved in. And,
What did she do for a living?
she was working for newspapers back then.
Oh, okay.
She was like doing advertising for newspapers.
Yeah. And so so she was just and are you the younger sibling or the older sibling?
Younger by
Okay.
4 years. My sister's 4 years older.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, I don't know. I assume. I don't know. Did your mom like work a lot? Like, was it kind of one of those things where it was just you and your sister were like alone and on your own a lot, or was your mom pretty involved, or what was?
She did work a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
But when she was around, she was around.
Oh, that's cool.
She tried to take us canoeing, like little things like canoeing, camping, nature stuff. She would try to do a lot with
Oh,
us.
she sounds pretty rad, dude.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. My sister, a little later she went through a phase when she was like going through high school, and it was bad.
That's
And so like my sister didn't want to hang out with any of us. She's trying to do her own thing,
Yeah.
smoking cigarettes, shaving the back of her head, trying to
Whoa.
be a thug in the suburbs.
Holy shit.
Yeah, man, she was on a bad path.
Is she okay now?
Yeah, she's fine now.
Good. She knows she's still a thug.
No, she's the leader of the Crips, actually.
She started.
My white suburban sister.
Your half siblings adopted her into the family.
Yeah.
That's funny. Did you have any kind of a father figure, or anybody like a male influence in your life that you looked up to?
Man, I mean, my grandpa, he was doing some of that, but he lived in Canada too, so it's like
Sure.
I saw him once or twice a year, so
Yeah.
only so much he could do. When I was about 12 or 13, my mom met the guy that would become my stepdad for an extended period
Yeah.
for like the next 12, 13 years.
Right.
So that was he was cool. He's a good guy, but he could be mean, and it was awkward. There's
Sure.
a lot of. I've always been awkward. Like, I don't know how to not be awkward. Like, even with girlfriends' dads, I'm just awkward. I'm not
Sure.
comfortable around them. And
Right.
so there's a lot of that feeling with him. Like, he'd be like watching sports, and I'd be sitting there just like, hey, you like football? Yeah. Just like not knowing how to talk to him. And he didn't seem to know how to talk to me back. And it just was weird.
When you have a great bit that you do, it's really funny, but it's also very poignant in that you talk about you're a dude and you're still trying to figure out how to transition into a man.
Yeah.
And I guess how did you figure that out? Like, what were you looking to like define masculinity?
Oh my God, man. I don't know. I wasn't looking because I didn't know. My mom was trying to be more of a masculine mother,
Sure.
and she naturally sort of is. It's a very stoic and very strong image, even though underneath probably not. But yeah. So, oh God, teens through early 20s. I don't know, man. I was just flowing with whatever. I had no idea. I was just, I had no influence. I had no idea of manhood. I just thought it meant being tough. So I just try to be tough if I could. When I wasn't,
Yeah.
but that was my idea of what it meant. Actually, when was it? This was like maybe this is right before I had to talk with my dad. I actually joined a men's group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They get made fun of a lot in comedy, so it's a little embarrassing, but
Like a men's group. I don't know if we have. It's like kind of like
they're here too.
Are they?
Yeah. It's well, the one I joined is a big one. It's called the Mankind Project, and it's just like a big. They got groups everywhere.
What do they do?
It's sort of like you know how in a lot of cultures there's initiations to become a man.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So they have, you start off with like a weekend where you go through this whole initiation process of like just diving into your darkest shit, you know, going in. They have a whole way to set it up to where you just are going there throughout the weekend, and like all these guys are just. It's like gut wrenching watching all these people like get in there and clean it out a little bit in the in the heart.
And it doesn't have any kind of a religious bent. It's more of like a therapeutic.
No,
type
if anything, it's more Native American.
Really?
Yeah, they do. They like call in their directions before they sage people, smudge them.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's rad. What did you? I mean, what were some of your takeaways from that whole experience?
Well, the reason I went was because I was like, fuck, dude, I haven't cried in like 5 years. Whoa. I was like, what's wrong with me?
Whoa.
I feel numb.
And this is when you're living in Chicago, or
this is when I was living in Chicago. It actually was on a trip I took. My mom moved to Mount Shasta on a whim. She just moved to Mount. She broke up with my stepdad, the long-term one, and moved to Mount Shasta.
Wow.
And just started living there. Met a guy that she really fell in love. Like the first guy that was really good for her, like a softer man, not like a hard alpha guy.
Yeah, okay, cool. Because she seemed like she was kind of an alpha herself.
She was, and she always sort of, you know, met up with those guys, like engaged with those guys. But this guy was more beta, and he was going to these groups, and he took me to one. And
this is the new guy.
Oh, in Mount Shasta, and yeah, man, I just went, and it was just. You know, this wasn't the initiation thing. It was just the weekly meetup, and it was really cool. It was just like people checking in with their emotions, holding each other accountable for their agreements they make, and just trying to like keep each other in integrity type of things. And
wow.
It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, I feel something, so I want to do more of that.
Yeah,
and
it's kind of like so that's like the initiation week, and then it's just sort of like a fraternity. Like after that, like you go.
Then it's just a weekly.
Yeah,
group that you meet up with.
Like, how you doing, bro? How's things? Like, just like man to man.
No, I mean, there's processes throughout the whole thing. You know, you start checking in with each other. Like, what are you feeling right now, and why? And then there's another process that gets you deeper into yourself, and then another process. And if you have like a big piece of work that you need to do, like something's really grinding on you, there's processes that you can really get in there and like work on it, or you can connect it up with something in your past that's making you extra triggered by it. And you know, there's just all kinds of things.
Wow, man, that's cool.
It's pretty cool. It's basically like therapy, I guess. But,
yeah.
Just a group, and it's free after.
I mean, that's it's neat that you had the intuition that you're like, oh, I'm not okay.
Yeah,
like, I'm not okay. I should probably do something.
Yeah,
about
man,
this.
I was pretty numb.
Were you?
Yeah, I hadn't worked on any of my shit at all, and I just felt like something was wrong, and I was starting to get anxiety too. Like, I was either numb or like really way too anxious, and I was like, something feels wrong. So I think it was just my emotions trying to come out, and I was resisting it so much that I just didn't want it to happen. So it just came out as anxiety.
Right.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's so cool. I mean, that you had that.
It was.
I think that's kind of a hard thing to do, you know, and I especially with some of the expectations of masculinity, you know, and just that vulnerability is just so hard to admit and show. And so is she I know you said your mom passed away, but was she with that guy all the way up until the end, or did they? Because he seems like a good dude.
She was, yeah, and I'm still good friends with that guy. And he's not like a father figure; he's more like a brother. Sure. And he's, he lives in Sacramento, and I go up there for Thanksgiving.
Oh, fuck, you know, that's so
holidays.
Cool.
I go up there a lot, actually. He lives near my sister. We all meet up, and
cool.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really bonding experience.
Yeah,
you know, someone you all love dying, and so yeah, man, I think we'll be friends forever.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You mentioned something just almost in passing last night that I actually thought sounded kind of cool, which was you recently took a writing sabbatical where you just kind of like go off into the woods and live in a cabin for a few weeks.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Is that something you do often, or?
I want to now. It's actually similar to the men's group thing because I was just starting to feel like a little out of touch. I just get more and more addicted to these fucking phones.
Yeah,
just scrolling, scanning on the loop.
Yeah,
you know, and I don't know. I didn't feel creatively alive. And I was like, I really want to do that, and I felt like I knew what the answer was, and that was just to get quiet. Because I know that's where the best shit comes from. Like, all my best jokes get quiet. And I just couldn't get quiet.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I can try to meditate, but I'm just thinking about checking my phone. So I need to go to this place where there's no phone, no reception, no internet, just me out there.
Yeah.
And just break the seal.
Yeah.
You know?
Was it like a net positive experience? Or
It was great.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, man, it was so good. It was very uncomfortable for the first 2 days. Very uncomfortable because it's an addiction. It's like I was on heroin and I was locked in a cabin with no heroin. And it was hard, man. But see, that's the thing about the phones and all this shit going on right now. It makes it so easy to not be uncomfortable. Like, as soon as you feel uncomfortable, you can erase it by looking at it.
I'm just gonna do this thing. I'm just gonna scroll until
and it works great.
Yeah,
it really gets rid of that.
Yeah,
until you forget what you were even feeling. But like for me, when I was in the cabin, it's like all the shit I erased was like, oh, now you're gonna feel it
with a vengeance.
Yeah.
Do you feel like? I mean, I don't know. It sounds like you've put a lot of work in trying to like buck the cycle, you know, with your dad. I mean, do you feel like you're dealing with any insecurities to this day, or do you? I mean. Do you feel like it's had any kind of an effect on like relationships that you've had, or?
Oh yeah. I definitely have commitment issues.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom was divorced a good amount of times, and it's just like, yeah. And she was always telling us like, never rely on anybody, you know, just be independent, you know, blah, blah, blah. So that was like pounded into our heads.
Yeah.
So I definitely have commitment issues. I'm working on that. Yeah. I guess another insecurity I have is seeing people, like some people I can just look at them and talk to them and I'm like, oh shit, you had two parents. Like you
right.
Lucky guy.
Son of a bitch.
Like you.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and it's one of those things that I recognize. I'm like, oh, I am very fortunate. But I don't know. I try to still be open and sensitive to the plight of others, and I try to.
Of course you would be, because you had two parents and you're a healthy guy.
I mean, I try to see things through other people's eyes by like hearing stories and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like there is still a lot of traps that I can fall into very easily as a parent myself.
Yeah.
And so a lot of what this is, you and I are doing right now, is I just like to hear. I just want to shotgun as many dad stories as I can, and try to glean as much from that as I can.
Okay. So this is all selfish.
This is all very selfish.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. But do you have any? I mean, were there ever any like particularly happy anecdotes? Like, did your dad ever take you to do anything fun? I mean, do you have any like fond memories?
I mean, yeah, man. I mean.
Yeah.
He would always be the one to give us ice cream, and he'd always rent movies with us.
Yeah.
We had fun.
Okay.
Yeah, there was just none of the other side. There was none of the real, like, you know, get in the dirt, you know?
Yeah.
But we had fun, yeah. Yeah, he would come to some of my soccer games sometimes.
That's cool. I mean, you made a little bit of an effort.
Yeah, it wasn't all. I hope I didn't paint him to be a horrible person. I don't think he's that. But.
Well, sure. I mean, it's just, I I've used this phrase before, but he sounds like he was perhaps like well-intentioned but ill-equipped.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah. So you actually, I mean, so you got to see him as a kid after your folks split up. Were you seeing him like how often did you say you were seeing him? Was it like every weekend? Or
No, like I don't know, 3-4 times a year, 4 or 5, I don't know, something like that.
What, did he have any like weird hobbies? I mean, like how much do you know about your dad as a person?
Not a lot, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a lot of watching movies. One of the things we could do later on was play chess with each other, which was nice.
Okay. Yeah. Was he good?
He's good.
Yeah.
He's still good. It's annoying. I still can't beat him. And he still talks to me like a little kid. He's like, "Oh, good move." And I just fucking checkmate.
You know what, Dad? Fuck him.
Yeah.
Flip the board.
We're going to have another chalk. Are you ready?
Get in the car.
Car wash time. I wonder if he gets scared every time a car wash is brought up.
Oh, bro, we did it. We were shooting for 45 minutes.
Oh, damn,
you were,
look at that.
You were great, man.
Cool.
Thanks so much for you're being like super open and honest with me about all that. That's
Try to.
Yeah, dude, I loved it. Can you tell the people like where to find you on social media?
Yes, I am on Twitter at Aaron Weaver, 4 A's, Aaron Weaver. Instagram, Weave Dreaming, instead of dream weaving, Weave Dreaming. And Facebook, Aaron Weaver. Is that it? I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have some of the. I know because you were telling me last night you're running that show down in LA, like the Crystals show, and I kind of like how you lean into that, like that whole new agey thing.
I love it. I have crystals on my dashboard now.
What's the name of that show?
Full Moon Comedy.
Full Moon Comedy, and
Yeah.
it's done at what kind of shop is it?
It's at the Green Man store. It's a crystal shop. It's like a metaphysical shop is what they call it.
Wow.
And it's like also an occult store. So
Whoa,
it's like a little
shit.
different than a crystal shop. But yeah, that's in North Hollywood on Sundays. So.
Every Sunday or
No, it's like around once a month. Yeah.
is there any kind of like a weird theme to that show or?
Well, we open every show. I do a guided meditation, and I really am really enjoying that. And I think I want to lean into that.
Yeah,
and like a new chapter of comedy for me.
how crazy! I mean, what's guided meditation at the beginning of a comedy show like? I mean, are you making it funny or is this?
Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, okay.
It's to be funny. It's like close your eyes. I put on some meditation music and I fucking do some dumb shit.
That sounds hilarious.
It's really fun. I really love it. Yeah, and then we have like aligned comedians.
Okay.
People that just aren't gonna start being shitty. Just good comedians. And then we have a spiritual guest. We've had like a sound healer. We've had a psychic. We've had this thing called an Akashic Records reader, which is like apparently there's this thing called the Akashic Records that is your whole soul's history.
Wow.
And they open the records and read them. So that was pretty fun.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, is it just kind of a fun thing for you? Or is it something you kind of like, are you coming around to like believing in it? And
I don't care. I like it. I think it's fun. And I don't disbelieve it. And I'm not saying it's fully true either.
Sure.
I'm not going to defend it or bash it.
That's one of the things I was talking about last week on one of these recordings was, it's so weird that like you have to have a thing, like you have to be a Christian, you have to be agnostic, or you have to be an atheist. But like, what's the I don't care category? Like
agnostic.
Is it like you don't care, like totally apathetic? You know what I mean? Like yeah. I don't. But then again, at the same time, like not wanting to be a thing is kind of a thing. Like you're just going full circle.
It feels weird to have opinions forced on you.
Sure.
Like, why do I have to have an opinion?
Yeah, that's what.
This is all a game. This is all stupid. Like, if you don't know you're stupid, then what are we doing? Like, because all these people don't know they're stupid. If you have a strong opinion, I mean, obviously there's some that they don't murder or whatever, but like. I mean, you're just taking it all too seriously.
Yeah, it's like there's this forced dogma, no matter where you fall. You know, I mean, there's dogmatic atheists. They're
the worst.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's
just as bad. They're the same exact people.
Exactly.
I mean, especially in politics now, they're the same person on both sides.
Right. So it's like, why? I mean, is there? I just want to be completely apathetic to all of it, and yeah. I mean, and I feel like I am. Like, I just don't want to be anything. Like, can I just be nothing? And can we just stop talking about this?
Well, I don't even like apathetic. Well, apathetic, that just feels like negative.
Sure.
But I think the truth is there.
Sure.
I think the actual truth is in the middle. It's not.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
You know, it's not. It's more than apathetic. It's like all of it is there.
Yeah.
That's where the good shit is. That's where we should all be trying to get.
Right.
The Buddha says the middle path. Like, that's where enlightenment is. And that's
That's good, man. I learned something. Well, way to bring some of your crystal magic onto my show.
You got it, dude.
You goddamn sorcerer.
Least I could do for my time traveling dad. Fucking
yeah, I kind of fucked some shit
ruiner.
up. Real sorry about all that. Great episode.
Yeah, man.
Cool, man. Well, thanks so much for coming on. You were awesome.
Of course, it was great.
Awesome. All right, guys, that was Aaron Weaver. It was great. I liked. He was real open about a lot of stuff. Obviously, at certain points, he wasn't super comfortable, but he kind of powered through, and I got a lot out of that talk, especially some of the points he touched on with masculinity and kind of figuring out what that means, and yeah, I hope you guys got something out of that because I know I did. Abigail, what did you think of the episode?
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
My first time being on that episode.
Yeah, you didn't actually hear the whole episode. We just sat here quietly for 10 seconds. And now we're back. So, guys, follow Aaron on all the social medias. He's insanely talented. If you are in a position where you can book a show, book Aaron Weaver because the man is amazingly talented. And I kind of realized Aaron, like in the history of this show so far, Aaron's the first straight white guy I've talked to. Everybody else has not been that. So yeah, that was just one of those weird epiphanies I had as I was sitting down with him. But anyway, yeah, guys, that's been our show for the week. I'll be back next week with I have a really fun episode with Jen Murphy. It gets a little off the rails in the best of ways, and it's a ton of fun. So come see me next week too. If you guys have any feedback or any questions or anything like that, for me personally, you can reach me at saddadpodcast at gmail.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all Dave Apkarian. You can find me there. So yeah, we can be friends. We can follow each other. I might follow you back too. I don't know. I'm not great at that stuff. I'm not great at social media. What do you think about social media, Abby?
I love social media.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you know about social media?
I don't know. I like electronics and stuff.
Yeah. What are you always watching on your iPad? What's that one show? I always ask you about it. I'm always checking to make sure you're not watching something silly, but you know.
I just watch a bunch of channels.
What's that one where they're always playing video games?
FGTV.
That's it? Mm-hmm. Would you recommend that? Is that something everybody should check out?
Yeah, I know that Isaac watches it.
Okay.
I knew that. He just watches it.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's just good enough.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. You're funny. I am trying to look up here. I haven't checked. I've had a crazy busy week, you guys. I ran a bunch of shows. It was my partner Danny Minch turned 50 this weekend, and we had a bunch of birthday shows, and then after that, like when we were running a couple of shows at the same time, And I was just running around like a crazy man. I'm like way behind on getting this podcast up. I mean, it should be up in time, but normally I have it like recorded and edited and uploaded by this time. Right now it's Wednesday. I released this thing on Thursday. It's Wednesday at 9 o'clock, and you've got to go to bed. Oh my God! Don't tell mommy you're up this late, okay?
Okay.
I think she listens to this podcast, so that might be problematic.
You should have said that.
I know I shouldn't have said that. Oh, there's another guy. What is this? What's this?
What is that? What is that?
I just realized there's a. What is this? This is another guy. He has a Sad Dad radio hour. Where'd you come from? I gotta look into that. Let me see here.
Who is this person?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, whoever this is, we should know who you are.
Yeah, Sad Dad radio. I don't know. I wonder what his podcast is like.
Yeah.
Episode 1, Built to Spill, Ultimate.
What?
Oh, here we go. Let's see here. Did I get anything new? Nope. Wait, you guys wait all that time for nothing. In the meantime, I want to check out who's this man?
Who is this person? We need to know.
Oh yeah, look at that. He's kind of really leaning into it. Sad Dad Radio Hour. Oh, he got his first episode up. He got his first episode up before me. No.
No.
Oh, this could be problematic. Alternative waivers. Built to Spill. What does this guy do? Oh, it's music. It's music based.
Oh,
Okay, so it's different. He's not necessarily talking about dads, right?
Yeah. But it's named the same thing as you.
I know, that's a problem. Right? That's a problem, right?
Yeah, that's a big problem.
Oh, man. He and I are going to probably have to play Rochambeau.
What? I don't know
think?
what that is. But, yeah.
It's like rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See who's better.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's a good way to solve most of the world's problems, right?
Yeah.
If you have a problem, like, look, man, we're just going to play rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
Right? It's good?
Mm-hmm. Rock, paper, scissors.
That's it. Oh, you want to play real quick?
Rock, paper.
Wait, what's this for?
I don't know.
Oh, you're just doing it?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Dang it. He got scissors, I got paper. I thought you were going to do rock because everybody does rock.
Everybody does do rock. Yes, that hasn't changed since I was a kid. But when you become an adult...
You know everything.
No, we don't know everything.
Well, like, you know what your kid's going to do.
I know what you're going to do. Yeah. Yeah, you're an easy read. I can usually figure out what you're thinking.
No!
Oh, you said it, sister. Yeah. All right, kid. Well, we've been talking for, try to guess how long?
20 minutes.
Not quite. A little less.
13?
More than that.
No, not 11.
It's higher than 16, but lower than 18.
17 minutes.
That's how long we've been
And
talking.
I hate 17.
What's wrong with 17?
That's not my number.
What's what? It's a weird number?
No, it's not my number.
Oh, what's your number?
100. 200, 300. Ain't in the 100 spot. You're at 1,000.
All right, well, tell everybody goodbye because you got to go to bed, you maniac.
Adios.
Oh, that's a good goodbye. I like that. Adios. It's got a little flavor to it.
Yeah. You should start saying adios into the
You think so?
episodes.
Oh, what do you think about people that who are fans of this show? What do you think of calling them Dadites?
Yeah, that's good. I like them.
Yeah,
I
Dadites?
Yeah.
Like, what's up, Dadites?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, and this has a little bit, because you remember your Uncle Kenny?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a big fan of this show called Evil Dead.
What?
There's this movie called Evil Dead, and there's this guy named Ash, and he's got a chainsaw for a hand, and he fights zombies.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
And in that show, the bad guys are called Deadites.
Oh.
And
Deadites instead, but yours is called Dadites.
Exactly. So, and I like that movie and show too. So,
Wait, it's a movie and show.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of like the Phineas and Ferb movie and the show.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
When you get older, we can watch it together. It's kind of a grown-up thing. It's kind of scary, though.
I don't like scary.
I don't like scary either.
Paranorman's scary to me because I don't like zombies.
Yeah, zombies are scary, but Paranorman was so good. I remember.
I don't like it.
You remember there was that one summer we just watched it like nonstop?
Oh yeah. I remember.
That was great. It was good. I really like that movie. It just reminds me of a lot of good memories with you. Just lounging around on the couch watching Paranorman.
To me, it's just scary. Well, like that guy who's been like looking through pictures of him. That's a guy. That guy's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like.
Yeah, he was kind of intense.
And when he's in the bathroom and stuff, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, that was a little bit scary, I guess. But you were like 3.
I enjoyed that. Now I'm 7. And when I was 7, 6, and 5, I didn't like that movie.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
You think you could try it again sometime soon? Let's see.
Yeah, I don't want to watch it alone, though.
Well, you don't have to watch it alone. I'll watch it with you.
Yeah.
I want you to have nightmares, though. You
Yeah,
think it'll
that
give
gives
you
me nightmares.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. Maybe we'll wait a little bit.
Yay.
All right, baby. Well, okay. That's it. We have to get you to bed. Now it's been 20 minutes.
Okay.
We've been talking in total.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good night, baby.
Good night.
All right, and good night to you guys too. Maybe you're listening to it at nighttime before bed. I don't know. Or maybe you're tired now and you just want to go to bed.
Even it's probably like 9:00 a.m. and you're hearing this, you probably are tired.
Yeah.
Because like I wake up at 9:00. Like 7:00, and I fall back to sleep. I wake up at 8:00. Then I play on the iPad. So sometimes I do.
Not on a school day.
No.
It's like a Saturday thing.
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah. All right. Okay, guys. Thanks so much. We'll be back next week with Jen Murphy. All right. Have a great week, you guys.
Bye. Adios.